Guys, one of the most fun and useful champions on my account is back, and he's gonna be showing you how to beat the Scarab King today. Guys, it is Tribune Herakletes, one of my favorite champions, one of the best champions on my account in many ways. Certainly one of the most unique champions in the game, and this dude is an absolute monster. So today, we're gonna be going over what kind of build I have him in and what he exactly does on the teams I run him. Hold up! Click the link in the description below right now to get a free legendary champion, Bambus 4-leaf, as well as one amazing free epic as you level up. Here are the exact steps you need to follow. 1. Log out of Plarium Play on your PC. If you've never had Raid installed on your mobile phone before, the link will work there too. 2. Click the link in the description and start a brand new Raid Shadow Legends account with a brand new email. 3. Launch Raid and complete your tutorial. 4. You can find Bambus 4-leaf here as well as Ugo at level 15. This is an amazing account start in Raid Shadow Legends, so be sure to use my link in the description below right now. Guys, I used to use this guy all over Live Arena because of this A2 here, which ignores 100% defense. He got hard countered by Harima, and I slowly transitioned to using like the cat more, right? And I love the cat so much. Okay, so what exactly does this guy do? Well, he is the faction unity champion for the Undead Horde, so we're going to be running a lot of Undead with him. On the A1, attacks one enemy, places True Fear for 1 turn. This debuff cannot be resisted or blocked if this champion is dead. What the heck does that mean? Well, we will see in the rest of his kit, guys. If this champion is dead, also heals all allies by 20% of their max HP. You might be thinking, what the heck, Felrus? How can this dude attack when he's dead? Well, we'll get to that in just a second, guys. On the A2, attacks one enemy, ignores 100% defense, deals pure damage here. If the target was killed, revives a random dead ally with 50% HP and 50% turn meter. If the target was killed and there are no dead allies, resets the cooldown of this skill instead. Everyone's alive. He goes in, kills somebody. He's always going to kill somebody if you have him with any sort of good stats because he is ignoring 100% defense and resets that cooldown, so he can basically spam this A2, especially in Live Arena. It's awesome. All right, on the A3 here, attacks all enemies, destroys the max HP of all enemies by 10%. So this is an enemy max HP hit against bosses. Places a shield buff on this champion for 2 turns. The value of the shield is equal to the total amount of all enemies destroyed max HP. Now, that is not how it is for bosses. For bosses, it has a different multiplier, but for regular champions, it is indeed equal to the total amount of all enemies destroyed max HP. All right, he is defense-based, so his damage is going to be on defense. With one faction ally, the shield that he places can't be removed. It's meh. With 2 faction allies, instantly activates the skill whenever this champion is revived. That we are going to be using. 3 faction allies will ignore a portion of each target's defense. The amount of defense ignored is equal to the percentage of each target's destroyed max HP on a 3-turn cooldown. Booked. This doesn't hit very hard. Really, what you want is the shield and the destroyed max HP. That's what this skill is good for. It does have a very cool animation, though. All right, then on the passive, whenever this champion is revived, increases the damage inflicted by this champion by 20%, up to 200%. With 1 faction ally, he's immune to block revive. With 2 faction allies, allies receive 20% less damage if this champion is dead. And with 3 faction allies, whenever this champion is dead and an ally attacks an enemy, this champion will join that attack using their default skill. All right, so now my favorite situations to use Herakletes and my favorite build for Herakletes is using him dead with all the faction allies that you need, okay? So for Scarab King specifically, we are going to be bringing him in, and he is going to absolutely wipe the boss, even on the hardest levels. Okay, so we run a bunch of Undead with him. We run a Reviver, and I usually use Elva as my Reviver, and then just kind of put other Undead around them. But we're going to run Elva. We're going to run Undead. So whenever he's revived, he's going to instantly activate the Destroy Max HP, which is going to be really, really good for Scarab. We also are going to have him dead all the time because of his build. His build is specifically designed to get him killed. And so he's going to be joining everybody's attacks with his A1 heal, and his A1 is a really nice heal by 20%. All right, guys, well, what kind of build do we have him in? Well, we've got no masteries. He needs no masteries. He needs no relic, and finally, he needs absolutely no gear for how we're going to be using him. Guys, this is the one champion that is actually better without gear unless you are using him in Live Arena. All right, so what kind of squad are we running around in? Well, I like to run the Calamitous, my Undead Mythical, in his first form as a damage dealer, guys. He has a 50% heal at the start of his turn. That is being buffed and changed to a 50% shield at the start of his turn. He's got the A1 heals. He's got all the essential debuffs here on his A2, and then he has a A3 nuke. Pretty awesome. Okay, so we also run Morrigan. I run that for the increased speed with the turn meter fill and the decreased speed on the A1. The heal reduction is kind of nice as well, but not really for Scarab King unless he ends up stealing continuous heals. Then I run Elva. Elva's the only non-undead on the team. We know what she does. Block debuffs, prevent the provoke, revive for Herakletes, and then continuous heals. She is coming in protection gear, coming in at 301 speed with 260 resistance, just a little resistance to have a bit of a chance of resisting those provokes. All right, and then I also run Scartorsus. The one time you will ever see Scartorsus actually played. He's coming in as a resistance tank with 481 resistance there. That is pretty awesome. He is a bit squishy, right, at 47k HP, but basically what we want him to do is just cleanse the provokes at the start of the round. That's kind of all he's there for. Okay, so let's go into Doom Tower. Let's see what exactly this team is capable of. We got to go all the way up in hard Doom Tower, guys. All the way up in hard Doom Tower to the very last Scarab King here. Here's the team, guys. I don't want to use super raids because I need my silver keys for Dark Fae. All right, so we put Herakletes in the lead. The reason Herakletes is in the lead, not because of the aura, but because Elva will prioritize reviving whoever's in the lead, and if anyone else dies, we want her to prioritize reviving Herakletes for the instant A3 activation there. As far as presets go, we have Herakletes not going to use his A3 on any of the waves, so that is nice and fresh for the boss, right? He's not running with any speed, but just in case he gets a turn, he's going to be using that for Vladimir. For Morrigan, she doesn't need any special presets. For Calamitous, we just have him staying in his base form for the extra heals. For Elva, we want to open with the Nature's Paths and then prioritize the revive so that Herakletes is getting revived as much as possible, destroying as much max HP as possible. And then Scartorsus, he's not going to use his buffs on the boss, and then he's not going to use his cleanse on the waves. He's actually got a really smart AI, so he won't cleanse unless there are debuffs. All right, so let's go ahead and see what this team is capable of, guys. I know I've done similar video like this before, but I figured we've updated everybody's build, so best to do this now. Again, as you can see, absolutely no speed on Herakletes there. Pretty cool stuff. It will take a little bit of time to get through the waves, but we're not too worried about them. He's hits like a wet noodle naked, but that's totally fine because we don't want him for damage. We want him to heal us up and destroy max HP as much as humanly possible. Guys, that A1, do not underrate that A1. The A1 is fantastic. Like, I think the next best build for him might be in Brimstone. You just build him with some accuracy so that he can land the fears as well, and then you just run him dead everywhere. It's really awesome. It's really awesome. You just need the 3 undead allies so that he actually can ally attack when he's dead, which is going to be pretty awesome, guys. It's going to be pretty awesome. Calamitous there getting us the kill. Love to see it. Yeah, the waves are a bit slower, but it's you know, it works the way it is. We will come back to you when we're at the boss. All right, guys, here we are at the boss. We've got the block debuffs coming in from Elva. We've got the decreased accuracy coming in. Awesome stuff. Now the boss is, going to do his counterattacks. We're going to get the drop defense, get the weaken, get the decreased speed up. Now Herakletes is dead. That is exactly what we want to see. Elva revives him. He goes in and destroys max HP. There we go. Now we're going to get another turn meter fill. Great stuff there. We're going to get the counterattacks from the Scarab, and we actually don't care because we either have block debuffs up all the time or Herakletes is dead. Like, he's just going to kill Herakletes faster. That is exactly what we want to see, guys. We go in with the block debuffs again on a 3-turn cooldown. It's really, really nice. Go in with Herakletes. Check out how much healing Herakletes is doing with that A1, guys. That's an A1. Admittedly, you do need a pretty beefy boost to his passive. But there we go. We've got the instant activation of that skill again. Just basically preparing the way for Calamitous to just drop his nukes, right? As fast as possible. We really don't need anyone else on the team. They're just kind of there to be there. And yeah, we just have to... Elva will revive Calamitous in order of rarity if he ends up dying, which he will. That's something that might actually be really interesting. Like, Calamitous will have a shield once he gets buffed instead of a heal. So I'm interested to see how that affects this team. But really just bring, you know, whatever nuker you're accustomed to bringing for Undead. and you'll be absolutely fine in this team, right? I like Calamitous. He's got really good debuffs. He ignores some defense on those debuffs, which is quite nice. Okay, so once again, getting that instant activation from Herakletes. Really awesome, really awesome. And Elva is a fantastic enabler of this because of her block debuffs. I think Sifi is another really good candidate here if you want to bring your Reviver as an Undead, because she also has block debuffs and I believe increased speed as well. And she has a turn meter fill on her Revive, which is quite nice. All right, there's the final activation of the A3 there from Herakletes. Now, the boss is actually quite squishy without that destroy max HP bar, so we just have to basically revive Calamitous over and over until we end up killing the boss, and that's pretty much it. That's pretty much it. There we go. We've got Brimstone. We've got the heals from Herakletes there. I would like this team to be slightly faster, but here we are. We're just gonna whittle down the boss slowly. Right, of course you could put War Master on Herakletes if you really wanted to, if you wanted to do his masteries, because he's hitting every time you hit. So lots of War Master procs would really speed this up quite a bit. But you know, there's another instant activation. Bam. Actually, it's hitting decently hard considering that he's naked. 37k isn't bad at all for a naked champion, which is really odd actually. It is really odd. There we go. We've got the Brimstone there, putting in some extra work for us. You love to see it. There's Herakletes putting in some more heals. Guys, what do you think? What do you think of this team? What team do you use to conquer the Scarab King? I personally like this strat. I mean, it's gotten me past this rotation without any problems. All that good stuff. I mean, the champions are rather limited, but I think they're really fun if you can pull it off. I don't know. What do you guys think? Do you guys use something like this team? How has Herakletes affected your account if you have him? Let me know all that stuff in the comments below, guys. I'm really interested because Herakletes also carried me to victory on Amius, the first rotation I could get there. So yeah, I mean, oh, look, there's Calamitous' little glitch. Calamitous has a little visual bug where he like crouches when he dies, which is very interesting. But yeah, he's just gonna slowly whittle down the boss here. Calamitous is a bit squishy, and this boss does hit decently hard, and he hits a lot, so he is going to die more than I'd like. However, Elva, being strong affinity here and everything, she's perfectly fine, you know? Again, Sifi is your other option to kind of do the same thing that Elva does, but she's also undead, so you've got the advantage there as well. There's the instant activation again. Man, 45k from a naked champion is absolutely crazy. The dude is honestly quite fun. He's so unique. Yeah, I like him a lot. I really do. All right, we're just gonna finish up the run here without a problem. There is the Brimstone. There's the heals. Just a couple more hits from Calamitous, and we'll be absolutely good to go. There we go. Or just, you know, 55k from a naked champ. Why not? Why not? Because why not just make his damage busted even when he's naked? Yeah. Good grief. This is crazy. This is crazy. It's a great team. Very fun team. Very unique team, right? Because we rely on a dead champion, which is so odd and not generally what you do in Raid Shadow Legends. There's the kill. There's the kill, guys. All right. Let me know in the comments below what exactly it is you run in Scarab Boss, whether or not you like my Herakletes build, guys. Guys, I've been Felwer, sailing the seas of Raid Shadow Legends. I hope you had a great weekend. I will see you in another video.